Venus is a wide open portal, beckoning you into their space of abundance and love where luscious fields, pleasure, art, eroticism, and prosperity flow freely. I'm your host, AngelaMaryMagick. Come with me and let's explore it all because we have Venus between us. Hi, welcome in to Venus Between Us. I'm your host, Angela Mary Magic, and you can call me Angela. I'm delighted to be here with episode 2, not just because your comments blew my mind, your kind birthday wishes blew my mind, but because I'm just have this grateful feeling. My dear partners in the Witches Confluence, whom my family sponsored for this year's Witches Confluence in San Francisco on November 2nd, have given me a really big boost in creating a really loving post on their newsletter. So thank you so much, Modern Witches and Casey. I'm so happy to feel all this energy in the space. I want to let you know that this podcast is here on my public YouTube channel and over on Spotify. I also want to let you know that subscribing is such a beautiful way to have an energy exchange with me if you appreciate this magical space that I'm creating. So tap that bell for notifications after you subscribe and don't miss a thing. I'm very happy to get started. Light our ritual candle for the week because that has a lot of special meaning. As today the theme is the road to the Witches Confluence. We are creating some new magical assets and products and love for the Witches Confluence, not just in the space that we're creating, which has a traveling apothecary theme, but also the work that I do in the world is angelamarymagick.com, apothecary and divination. So I'm here to create mini readings for you at the Witches Confluence and just show you all kinds of special things that are going on and chat a little bit about it. Today, the podcast has a new feature, which is called Take 5, and I'm creating a space where you can learn about somebody new and hear answers to 5 questions. My very first guest is my beautiful son, Boone, who I talked a little bit about last week because he has his own YouTube channel, but also because he's home for my birthday. We had an amazing, beautiful weekend. I can't believe everything that went down this weekend. I mean, you knew that I was going to be creating space and doing tarot readings at my precious dear friend Pilar's space called Pilar's Wellness Collective on Saturday, and that was a lot of action for me. I very rarely do public readings. What ended up happening was Friday, my daughter and I were just taking a quick drive to grab a cup of coffee. We are a little bit obsessed with the coffee bean and tea leaves ice. Does that ever pull you into a location because their ice is so perfect? They have crunchy pebble ice in their iced coffees and it's so beautiful. Well, listen, that's not even the point. While we were going to coffee, my daughter said, tonight's the last night that Charlie XCX is going to be playing here in Southern California. Then they're popping up to San Francisco and then they're over Europe for the rest of their brat tour. We saw, after grabbing coffee, we grabbed a matcha really and just kept on going. We ended up in San Diego going to see Charlie XCX on Friday night. So I'm going to have a really awesome, gentle vlog on Sunday talking about seeing Charlie XCX, which was just so important for my magic right now because we got to just dance and just be there with all the femmes and thems and queer culture and just shake our ass. It was so much fun. But my son was coming home because the family got me tickets to see Joni Mitchell. We went last night. So I'm just Friday night Charlie XCX, Saturday working all day with the beautiful community over at Pilar's Wellness Collective. And then bam, in for Joni Mitchell at the Hollywood Bowl, which was an absolutely life-changing experience. So it's been a lot, and my heart is overflowing, and I'm excited to bring that vibe and that feeling into the work today. We'll have a little update about Moonbaby Magic Tarot. We'll have a little bit of an update. This little cute matchstick holder and lighter, because of course the bottom of the boot is the strike pad, And it's relevant to something really special that's happening inside of an offering that I will debut at the Witch's Confluence. You'll see it all come to life here. So let's light our ritual candle and we'll chat just a little bit before we get into take 5. Tarot scopes for all zodiac signs, including all the placements in your chart. And then we'll do a little gentle ASMR. Today the theme is beautiful book art. And that's just a little mini ASMR session at the end. So let's light our ritual candle, shall we? Look at how cute this is. First of all, this little terracotta, sweet little cowgirl boot is just everything to me. And look at the strike pad. It just rocks. Every single time. I light this candle in the name of love and perfect trust to alert all of our guides that we're here, we're open, we're listening, and we are ready to receive the messages that are meant for us. It's so nice to have you in. I just want to thank my Witchcraft Club hosted over on Patreon for all the incredible, loving, just sort of like vibrations and atmosphere that you've created with what a big undertaking it is to get into the video podcast space. I love you all so much. Not only were you my original subscribers to my YouTube channel, which was just an offering to create a connection that was available and accessible to everyone. You're the ones that spurred me on and cheered me on. You're the ones that gave me the courage, that give me the spark of inspiration to start our Witchcraft Club. I just want to thank you for seeing through my dream come true of creating Moon Baby Magic Tarot. And wherever this little sweetie is going is just mysterious at this point. Wow, it's been wild. I want to welcome anybody that's curious about my Witchcraft Club to come on over. You can be a free member if you want to. I, from time to time, make some posts that are for all free subscribers over there. And just know where I'm really putting all my energy right now is in creating this connection here with you on my public YouTube channel. So take a second, smash that subscribe button, and hang out, ding the bell for notifications, and let's just keep this party rolling. Let's just connect more. And I'm excited to see you. I'm really happy to jump in and just share with you the theme of today is the road to the Witch's Confluence. Here we are with just literally days to go. It's in the sweet teens. I think we're about 12 days out, and I think tickets are still available. If you want to just look in the show notes for today, you can see how you can join us. I would love to see you in my booth 51. My son and I talk about it a little bit in the Take 5 segment of today's podcast. And I'm just really happy to meet you. I'm happy to read for you in many readings, and I'm happy to share with you the beauty and power of witchcraft. The road to the Witch's Confluence feels like it's very Venus because it involves a road trip for us. And road trips in and of themselves take you in this peeling back the layers into the natural world and going from your home to a new place where you see things that are different no matter when you travel because all the seasons are different. So taking a nice, sweet autumn road trip up to the Witch's Confluence is just so special. And I'm actually picking up some really brand new offerings that, like I said, were related to this cute little cowgirl boot. And the person that creates this product right here is a candle maker that is creating a very limited edition candle for me. I at last have my own angelamarymagick candles. I'm really excited to kind of put that into this week's gentle vlog, which will have Charlie XCX, Joni Mitchell, and the road to go collect these beautiful little candles. I'm so happy to kind of preview that for you and see how they do. I don't know if they'll just get gobbled up by my Witchcraft Club on Patreon first, or if it'll be the kind of thing where they just sell out really quick at the Witch's Confluence, or if, I end up giving them as holiday gifts. We will totally learn that together, all right? And so I'm really, really excited to go on this little mini road trip with you in the next couple of days to go collect the candles that I'm now offering. It's such a dream come true for me. And a lot of it was born from one of my most precious childhood friends, who's my absolute bosom friend, who gifted me some of the candles from this creator, and they're just all so delicious. And then I ended up taking a nice little road trip to a town that they're from. And I ended up meeting this candle maker who was sort of tabling outside of this really great, fabulous Western classic, old, not cosplay like we do in Southern California, an actual old Western Main Street with a hotel outside. And sometimes this candle maker tables out there. And I met them and I just fell madly in love with their whole product line. And I dropped him a line and said, my precious friend Louise gifted me a lot of your candles. I ended up purchasing your bread bowl candles. They make candles in these giant wooden bread bowls that are beautiful. And would you ever consider creating a candle for me? Boom, they got back to me in minutes, and it just took off from there. So super excited to share that with you. The candle's called Love&Magick. That's your big clue of what it smells like. It literally smells like love and magic. So let's talk about how Venus is working in your life right now, especially when you take road trips, especially when you take off and see something new outside of your day-to-day life, when you are experiencing some new terroir. Do you know that term, terroir? It's the way that wherever you live or wherever the plant that you are growing, whatever that soil is and what the experience is of that land, changes the food you're eating, changes the flowers that grow there. I kind of feel like there's a special kind of rural terroir to this candle that I'm creating that makes me kind of feel like it's a bridge between where I live at the beach in Southern California and where we're going to be selling these candles up at the Witch's Confluence in Northern California. I'm sure so many of you know that the great witch remembering, some of it in the 60s, a lot of it in the 70s, really went down in Northern California. And just being under Joni Mitchell's spell, where all of us together were just belting out California together. There was so many special guests that played at Joni's concert last night. And I think you probably know Joni's big famous song called California. Well, guess who came up and sang it with Joni? Because Joni's voice is rich and beautiful in their maturity. It's just uniquely jazz-like. And so it's really wonderful how folks sing with Joni and keep the entire melody and every word intact. And Joni comes in and creates a spectacular flourish as well as foundation for the songs. Well, not only was Sir Elton John there, not only was Meryl Streep there, these were all people singing with Joni. Annie Lennox was there, Rita Wilson was there. I mean, John Baptiste was playing piano. Of course, Brandi Carlile was very much like the Joni Jam Band leader that was the real caregiver and head witch in charge of the whole affair. It was fabulous. Marcus Mumford sang California with Joni. They have a ton of respect for each other. Marcus Mumford's an incredible percussionist all on their own, and it was awesome. We were hooting and hollering and caterwauling and having such a blast. I mean, Joni is such a witch. The long white braids, a jaunty, beautiful, big, delicious sunny glasses that looked really like Linda Farrow glasses, which I love so much. And they sat upon a grand white throne, and they held on to a beautiful staff cane that had some kind of a beast-like creature on the end of the cane. And I personally thought it was a coyote because of Joni's beautiful song called Coyote. Of course, they started the show with the song Coyote. And we were just laughing, crying, running to our seats. We got there right as the show started. We had been to Oktoberfest with our most best friends before that, so we were just tearing into our very, very nice seats that my sweetie got for us. Oh my gosh, it was mind-bending. Maybe I'll feather off our broadcast today and let you hear a little bit of Sister Joni. And I'm telling you, Coyote is a seminal, heart opening, road opening piece of music for me. That is absolutely such a spell. I can't even tell you. Well, my kids had a real Joni Mitchell summer, especially my son Boone. They just, would ride their e-bike home at 10 o'clock at night after work with the wind in their hair, right on the coast, right on the boardwalk, on the beach, about 10 miles home, and just play Sister Joni, the whole Hijra record in their ears. And then they got into other recordings of Joni's. And I'm telling you, Coyote did something. I saw my son change from that song. It was so beautiful. So I'll link those in the show notes today so you can hear those beautiful songs. I'm telling you, there's something about the terroir of California. There's something about this sacred land that's at once the beach and the desert touching, with mountains so very nearby. All elements are present at once. It's a very wild place. I talked last week about living in Zone 10. It's a really subtle, kind of slower magic than a typical big blast Four Seasons. And I just feel that love and appreciation for how the terroir of where I live has changed my body and is accepting my age and accepting my youth and holding me where I've lived my whole life. It's been a really, really magical time of really choosing where I live, because I'll tell you, it's mixed. I live in a place that has some pretty wild contrasts, we'll say. It's a bit of a MAGA stronghold, and being in an election year like we are, man, there is some real crazies out there right now. And so my link to my kid away at university, my kid that's here going to college, and my life moving towards the witches' confluence, where so many witches remembered our roots through our bones, where we located our ancestral magic in our body through the brave and incredible witches in California, especially Northern California. So the road to the confluence has a spectacular meaning for me, and I'm so, so happy to share it with you. Let's have an update on Moon Baby Magic Tarot now that I'm just like under the wild spell of the road to the witch's confluence. This is my super patina deck that I talked a little bit about in episode 1 that I just love reading for family and friends in my Witchcraft Club. This last week I got to share with you how excited I was to have a small amount of true playing card Moon Baby Magic Tarot, where these are printed on paper so they don't have that playing card black core aspect. Well, I received news because of everything that went on in parts of our country around, wild weather and hurricanes. The delays became so great that I'm not able to get my shipment in time for the Witch's Confluence. So I've scared up about 15 Moon Baby Magic Tarot decks from my very first kind of Kickstarter experience of printing these in Hollywood, California, and we'll have just a tiny little handful of Moon Baby Magic Tarot in this form to sell at the Witch's Confluence. So please come and see me and pick up one of these like truly special decks that I don't think I'll ever print like this again. I treasure the patina and the way these cards hold all the marks and scars of every moment that you read with them. I'm ready to move into the field of using a playing card, and exploring something that has a little bit more of a solid form. And I was very sad when I found out that we wouldn't be able to have those printed in time. However, we're still deciding exactly when they will be available and how they'll be available. My Witchcraft Club has been there for some really quiet and fallow times in my work where I'm only gathering with them. I've been really quiet on other platforms too, and I'm just so humbly grateful that they have been so supportive and so sweet as I have been coming back to life. And I really want y'all that are in the Witchcraft Club to feel the benefit of your patience and kindness and offer these decks to you first and most.
Take two.
Take two, exactly. Okay, and then this will be,
That's a great question. Don't fail me now.
Commitment. Libra power with my beautiful son. Welcome to episode 2. Our featured guest today for this new segment for Venus Between Us called Take 5 is my wonderful son, Boone. This is Boone Tom LaBounty, y'all. And he's going to be answering 5 questions and taking us on his own Venusian journey. We're going to learn a little bit about Boone and how he is such a key, integral part of not just my life, obviously, but this community. Boone has made incredible contributions from the very beginning. He's been here for the ways that we have connected via the original live streams on my public YouTube channel here that started as a way of bringing people together and connecting. I think back in 2018 on Halloween itself, I just literally clicked the button that said live stream just to see what happened. And that was when Boone was at school, and lo and behold, somebody from Finland popped up. And I was like, wow, this is a really serious worldwide coven. And I just embodied that name immediately. Well, I wanted to get better at that. And we started gathering every Friday at about high noon. And lo and behold, incoming and unexpected bullshit of the pandemic hit. And Boone and his sister were home with me. And Boone helped me with the technical aspects of marrying together an external cam and an external mic. And we learned as we went, and he was cool as a cucumber. And by the end of them being home with me in lockdown, Boone could set up my entire broadcast, and I could just slide in after my glam and just be with you all. And so comment below, thank you, Boone, if
Somebody
you want
had to
to. Let's jump right in with Take 5 with Mama Witch right now that we've got our Libra candle. I received this Libra candle from my daughter Faye, Boone's only sibling, the baby girl of the fam, and it smells incredible. It's black currant, and what's the second word there? Absinthe and black currant. It's so delicious. It's got a wooden wick. It's from a little witch in San Diego, and I love this color. Extremely Venusian. We're going to get into talking about how Boone and I have Venus between us because he is a Libra sun, and I'm a Libra sun. This Take 5 element is going to be also really about what we're currently doing, and this is all about the road to the Witch's Confluence. Boone doesn't live with me anymore, and the road to the Witch's Confluence will travel up and down the coast because I'm in Southern California, and the confluence on November 2nd itself is in Northern California and San Francisco, and Boone is going to be helping me with my booth, same with Faye, and same with my husband Jason, his dad, and it'll just be the 4 of us. We've always called ourselves the Gang of 4, and the Gang of 4 is going to be bombing up coast, picking up Boone from where he lives, and I'd like Boone to be able to share that with you.
Yeah, come see us.
Yeah, come see us at booth 51. We're having a blast, and there's a big plump green heart element to everything. So first question, how do Boone and I have Venus between us is about that love that we have for Venusian things. Of course, you know that Venus is the planet and goddess that represents Fridays, that represents love, that represents gardens, all of the arts. And that includes music and poetry and painting and everything inside of art, and money and our bodies and sex. And so, quick disclaimer, we'll talk about astrology a little bit, but we are not astrologers, we're just fans. We love to chat. Boone and I are definitely talkers, and we love so many Venusian things that we have in common. We're both really food motivated, and we're really music oriented in the way that we live our every single day life. So we always have a lot to connect about. And with Boone taking care of their own household, I'm excited just to hear from him on how he's doing with some of those modes of care, which is listening to music and feeding himself. And our lives were really emotionally close and connected, but we're not under the same roof. So I can't wait to hear some of Boone's answers. Our connection with my daughter, Faye, it influences all of us. She runs charts on everything all the time. So let's talk about where Boone's Venus placement is in his chart. Do you remember in your natal chart what sign your Venus is in, honey?
It's Scorpio, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Which tracks. Do you know what your big three are, Boone? You're a Libra sun.
Libra sun.
Do you know what your moon is in?
Isn't it Leo? No.
rising.
Leo is the rising.
Yes.
I do, but it's not coming to me currently.
We'll double check with Faye, but I'm pretty sure that Boone is a Pisces moon.
Yeah, no, that checks out. I do remember her saying that.
And then you've got that incredible feature of being a Leo rising. Boone, also during the pandemic, became a cat man, and his personality, just a whole new aspect of him flourished and burst forward. I mean, Boone he has every kind of golden retriever on the outside look. Like if he was an M&M, the outer shell would read...
It would read dog.
It would read dog. But the man is a cat man inside. It's so real.
They get me.
Yeah, they do.
They curl up and I curl up and then we just chill.
Exactly. Well, let's talk about where you live and why you live there and how it's going. Like, what's your current living situation? Because that's so Venusian.
Totally.
Our body and our home and our food and our art and music. You can touch on any of those things, honey.
Yeah. I live in Goleta at UC Santa Barbara. Out of the dorms now, though, so that's nice. I'm in a studio. And that's been great. I've been able to dictate my entire everything now, which is absolutely insane. What I eat, how I eat it, like I can eat standing up over the kitchen now without anyone being like, get a plate, put a plate under there. I can sleep when I want. I can listen to whatever records I want. Thanks to Mom, she got me a record player for my birthday, which just happened. Both of our birthdays just happened, And it's just really nice to have everything be super personally mine and have it be completely my pace, which I feel like is very nice for the arts, like you were saying, and the living situation and everything, because even the classes that I take, I get to choose, and they are also focused around what I want to learn, which is stuff like art history and history of games, which I'm taking right now, and just a bunch of things that are not necessarily things that I'm going to find a job in, but things that really interest me as far as like what I enjoy.
Well, let's talk about the things that interest you, sweetie. I mean, as I mentioned in episode 1, and I linked, and I'll do the same below in today's show notes, Boone is interested in so many things, which is very Venusian. I said in episode 1 that Venus's vibe is fluidity and almost the sluttiness with just exploring, trying things out, having many, many loves. And so Boone's got a YouTube channel, and they do a little bit of their college content. I don't know if you feel like you want to share what your major is.
I'm econ and accounting, which is basically the business program at UCSB, since there's no business program proper, no business college there, and that's been treating me well so far.
When we talk about econ and accounting and Boone loving and being interested in business, I mean, Venus represents abundance, which is money. And so it's really cool to see my son, like, take on his finances. And I mentioned this in episode 1 about all 4 of us having YouTube channels and my husband going through a really big, massive, personal, unexpected change in his experience in life. And that's changed all of our experience in life. So Boone has really taken on his finance in a really new way, as our lives have changed so much since my husband lost his job unexpectedly after 33 years. And it's made the first year of college experience, because Boone's in his second year of college, really, really unexpectedly tumbling around. Well, Boone's a surfer. And he always thought it was funny to get clobbered by waves. And he's been riding this experience of getting clobbered and in the washing machine, is what we call it at the beach, I think with incredible aplomb and grace, even if it's been really, really hard. And so what's your favorite thing about being a man who's, really taken on their own full and complete financial experience? I mean, you worked your ass off all summer. Boone also works at the beach, and he works for the state. And now it's just he's taken on communicating with his university about different financial options and opportunities, because this family, we went straight to the crisis team at school because we were straight to the hotline since last spring. And so I don't know, what would you say your favorite thing about your financial independence is? And you can be blunt, because we're all grown-ups now. Boone's 20. He just turned 20.
I did. It's good and bad, because I live and die by my own choices, but, being able to actually, I control my entire destiny right now as far as, the cha-ching goes. And so it makes me care more. I hate to say it, but when there's a mom or a dad in the picture, or someone who has the actual name on the bank account, or the one that's actually signing the checks, it's a bit disassociative, I guess you could put it. So having the 100% responsibility, I mean, not 100%, but having the brunt of what happens be dictated by me is something that has allowed me to, take charge of my life and what I do with it. So that's always nice, because I can have a little bit of inaction sometimes. I can procrastinate, and I've had to not do that for the past couple months.
Oh, could that be a Venusian thing? Honestly, Boone and I love our screens.
It's a cat thing.
I am a self-proclaimed iPad person. I call myself an iPad kid. I love to connect and giggle and find pleasure and look up recipes and look at destinations too. If I see an interesting TikTok, or if Boone sends me something about a world issue, I love to go straight to my maps and look at it on a map. And it can lead to an excess of stillness in the body and viewing and just being really brain engaged. And that can be a big Venus thing too, is just a lot of thinking and not so much moving around. When Boone moved, I mean, he was a big person that I would be physical with and move around with. We love taking wet sand beach walks, we like to talk about. And we talk about the portal, which is underneath the Huntington Beach Pier, where you can just feel like you're seeing forever because you look down the pilings. And we like to make little special wishes when we're in the portal, and just walk and talk and just span time together. And we also really love to watch movies together, and Boone's turned me on to some of the greatest movies. With him gone, I've had to learn how to do those things for myself and almost like reorient myself to who I am without you. And watching you
Exactly
do the same thing. I mean,
Yeah.
I got really lucky because for 4 months last year, in the first year of college, both of my kids lived together. And so I was able to just like relax and have all my energy of protection and parental or maternal care be directed to one space. Now Boone's on his own. So I think that it was like a feathering into this idea that my kid is gone. But I mean, he's 20. So it was a very gentle transition into getting used to Boone not being with me all the time. He's a very independent person, but he's also a really chill hang. Anybody would say that about Boone. He's just really easygoing, want to have snacks, yes, want to play a record, yes. It's just very yes and oriented kind of hang. But so I'm enjoying getting to know him more in this way. Where do you think that you having your Venus in Scorpio affects your life? Do you know about Scorpion features?
Yeah, I mean, I
Do you want to know about Scorpio features?
I definitely
love
do.
that.
I also want to know if like what I know is correct per se, because I mean, it's a scorpion. They're venomous, you know.
Yeah.
But I don't know, they're kind of small. Like you can get away from them pretty quickly.
Yeah.
I'm wondering what exactly the technical bits are though.
Well, Scorpio is, the keeper of hallows. For we witches, Scorpio is like the big day where we enter the dark seasons here in the Northern Hemisphere. So Scorpio is our partner in the underworld, the gatekeeper of the underworld for me. Now, that's not like a super common definition of Scorpio. Scorpios love their sexy time, their privacy. They can be a person that needs to have their own private experience. That can look like keeping secrets, but I believe in that as a witch. I love having my own experience that I get to nurture and protect and hold all on my own. And I know how to do that within being an extrovert. And I feel like Boone does too. He is a very yielding and kind person, but I don't know everything about him, and I'm 100% okay with that. But the sexy part of Scorpio is definitely a huge descriptor of Scorpio energy. Scorpios are just fun in the way that you're going to dance, you're going to shake your hips, you're going to hug each other, you're going to have delicious treats. All those sensual delights are very Scorpio. So that being in your planet of love, does that track for you? Does that feel like you connect with those descriptions?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, yeah, when it comes to love, I'm definitely an abundance person, I would say. I like doing a lot with people that I love. And I mean, especially recently, I feel like I've been getting into like actually like being good at gifting to people that I love and doing things for people that I care about intentionally, instead of just like birthdays and random stuff. Like, I don't know, with being away from you and the family, I've definitely been trying to call more and stay connected to home base down here.
Yeah.
But also with gifting you presents for your birthday and writing letters to my girlfriend because it keeps us close to something that she likes. And it helps me be intentional towards the people that I love. And I feel like that is definitely Venusian, I guess.
Yeah. When you're talking about communication in writing letters and making phone calls, I feel like that's the Venus enactment of Libra, because Libra's an air sign, and writing letters and calling and communicating is an absolute air sign thing. It can also be about communicating your values. Libra is obviously, known for being the scales of justice. So I want to ask Boone, how do you feel like your Venus shows up in your Libra sun identity?
Balance, I would say. Trying to make sure that I do everything equally is something that I've also been thinking about a lot recently.
Okay. What do you mean by that?
Well, I think it's also about the connection and trying to make sure that like I give thank yous to the people that have recently given me presents for my birthday, or like reach out to people who reach out to me, making sure to call you guys, making sure that everyone that I care about knows that I care about them, because sometimes I don't have that Libra balance. I go somewhere and I put all of my eggs where I am. So when I'm home for the summer, I don't talk to my school friends. When I'm at school, I don't necessarily talk to the people from my hometown, and making sure that I don't do that, and that I, have all of my Venus things be balanced with my Libra scales has been something that I've been trying to do a lot.
Well, that's amazing. Sometimes things just come up too. I mean, Boone was raised marching. He was in a double stroller.
No nukes.
Marching. Yeah, absolutely. We were on the Huntington Beach Pier, which is a kind of a location for a lot of political statements and a lot of, flag flying and
so much fanfare.
So much, yeah. And, they really used their, I think, experience of just marching and making signs and being active in expressing their views into their work that they did in high school with Model United Nations. And maybe you feel like you want to talk about that a little bit. Something you're still doing.
Yeah, definitely. It's something that I'm about to do literally later on today when I go back up. Staying connected with multitude of world issues that aren't necessarily really talked about in the main spotlight of international news has been something that I really enjoy. Being connected with the entire globe with technology in this current age, it's daunting because there's a lot of bad stories, but it's good because it means that a lot more people can work on solutions. And beautiful. So even though it started out in high school, I was like, oh yeah, I'm just a high schooler talking about these random very large world issues that I don't really have a say in, and now it's college and it's being able to have more say and more representation, and it's I really thought that it was always cosplaying the UN, but now it's really just teaching me how to be more vocal with what I can do to make the world what I want.
Yeah, I was really pleasantly surprised that you decided to keep going with your Model United Nations at the university level, and watching you hang on to that through all the changes that were unexpected and unwelcome in our life in your freshman year.
It's been a real big constant.
One of Boone's big videos on his channel is us going to orientation together, and we were like, oh, we're going to be on our bikes. And we got dropped off by Jason at Union Station in downtown LA, and we got to experience locking up our bikes on the Surfliner and heading up coast and riding from the Goleta train station all the way to orientation, just learning everything together, not knowing what to expect. And the one thing we really learned was how to support our students in their first year. And one of the things that they talked about was try not to make any big changes. And I said to myself, well, let me just at least make Boone's room convertible instead of a weird shrine to my son. I could actually
I always thought that was weird. When that happened.
That people just change their kid's room, or
no, they literally don't even the most they do is dust, you know what I mean?
It's parent museum.
Yeah, they don't even take out the trash.
Super gross. Yeah, no, that's not my style. And we're in that room now because it's converted into the studio style right now. We've got a Murphy bed in here, and I'll link a video that Jason made about converting this, and the wonderful Amy Everhart of Soft Landing helped me design it. And it's one of the things that we were not expecting to change so quickly, and I was sensitive about it because at orientation they were really firm, don't make any big changes, sell the house to afford college or any, but the changes found us anyways, and we were really shocked and afraid, and oh no, this is changes that's not supposed to be happening the first year. But I felt like the warning shot that we heard at orientation really helped us to just say, look, the change happened. We didn't choose it. Let's just be open to solutions. And I'm glad that you talked about solutions. But Boone had just gotten into the Model United Nations Club at UC Santa Barbara and hung on to it all the way through first year. Worked on a big project this summer, all summer long. And then the big conference is coming up. And so I'm open to you talking about that on your YouTube channel.
Yeah.
Comment below
there.
if you want Boone to make more YouTube videos. I know you're so busy and everything, but I just love
I want to
your
too.
artistry.
I want to as well.
And, Venus celebrates all of the arts. What's your favorite kind of art these days? What are you most into? Well, for your birthday, we went to see Anderson .Paak at the Santa Barbara Bowl, and that was a huge blast.
Yeah. Man, I don't know. I think 2. I'm going to do 2, if that's okay.
Yes, please.
With you. Obviously, live music has been great for me recently, and I think it's going to continue to be great. I have been really sad about the lack of concerts that I've been going to, so these last couple months and these next months in the future are definitely helping with that. There's an insane plethora of music that I'm seeing live.
Yeah.
That I've been seeing live with you guys.
Amazing.
That I get to see at my school with all the band shows that happen in people's backyards every single weekend.
Amazing.
And some weekdays. That's really great. And being able to see the energy of the crowd and sometimes seeing my friends up there playing the music is really awesome as
Fabulous.
Well. But the second one is like old historical art that I learn about in some of my classes. Like architecture, old architecture is really interesting to me, especially like religious architecture. Like it's in a history of games class, so we're looking at some of the artifacts that have been found inside of these places. But stupas in India, Buddhist stupas, have been really interesting to me right now because they're these giant earthen mounds that are meant to represent the burial. I believe they're meant to represent the burial places of different Buddha, like the Buddha and different bodhisattvas. Wow. But you cannot go inside them because they're just big earthen mounds. You're meant to circumambulate them. And they are, like, most of them are inside, like they're divots within the earth, so you have to go within, and the walls have paintings on them and etchings within them. And in some specific ones, like the Great Stupa of Sanchi, the wind goes through different parts of it, and you can hear different things, and you're meant to contemplate the path of the Buddha, because that's basically what you're recreating by circumambulating the stupa.
Amazing.
Yeah.
I'm so grateful for this moment, because I didn't know that you were getting into that. I know this is kind of a newer class that you're taking.
Well, I also did study the Great Stupa specifically, not the games that were found inside of it, in art history in high school, 3 years ago.
Yeah.
But it was cool to kind of harken back to that now and be like, wow, I totally knew about the actual religious monument that was there, but I didn't know that, like, the early origins of, like, checkers and chess were played at the stupa. Yeah.
That's amazing. Oh, I'm so happy to hear that, and I cannot wait to immediately look that up. I want to feel what
Please,
it feels
everyone
like
watching
to
this
walk.
fact check me.
Well, when we're learning something new, I love the exuberance of exploration, and that's one of the things that I love about being sign that has Venus as a ruling planet, that helps me to be really open to exploring. But I'm glad you brought up fact-checking. It's great. When we're talking about things we're learning, there's always more to learn.
Yeah, I'm pro fact-checking, guys.
Definitely. Exactly.
That's all I'll say.
I can't wait to see what it feels like to be in this mound that you have to descend into, and the idea of playing games in there, and just like...
You can't be in the mound. The mound is completely earthen. There's no entrances whatsoever.
But you descend into and circumambulate, and that's where you play the games and hang out?
Just around the monument, not necessarily in it, because that's only for religious purposes, but like it was just a center. It was a center of society. It was a social center.
A third space vibe.
Exactly.
Beautiful.
Exactly.
I love that. That's amazing. I also want to show off that Boone and I are in our Joni Mitchell shirts, because for my birthday we went to Joni Mitchell at the Hollywood Bowl last night. It was
magical.
It was a full spiritual experience. Speaking of like spaces and shapes and the way things that
Yeah.
like are physically embodied, that reminds me of witchcraft. The bowl itself is such a
amazing
beautiful
amphitheater.
cave space that
Yeah.
pulls you in, and the way it was lit and some of the incredible things that we experienced last night, I can't even tell you. But this is some of the Joni merch. Sister Joni, of what I've always called Joni to my fam. It's like just an incredibly inspiring and goals, I would say, person for me. One of the ways that Joni shows up that's for you is in my playlist for Moon Baby Magic Tarot. I worked really, really hard to create something that looked and felt like my ethics. And part of what I believe in is accessibility in tarot space. And I'm not going to get too into that, but one of the ways that I think can be invited into something that looks like it's a system that has dogmas, which is something I'm always trying to heal from because I was raised in such a really religious environment, is music. Music helps me to embody the explorations and intuitions that I'm looking into and magic that I'm looking into. So when I created the playlist for Moon Baby Magic Tarot, Boone helped me hugely with that. And Joni shows up twice in the deck, only in reversals. Joni likes to say, and Boone's Joni merch is a painting that Joni made herself.
It's beautiful.
Joni says that painting is their joy, and music is how they express their pain. And so I'm really happy to see such a sweet and naturally happy person have a symbol of Joni's joy. Of course, I'm a more of Boone witch, so I'm wearing this blue shirt that shows Joni playing music because I like to explore pleasure and pain as my equal teachers. So I love that we have these separate expressions of Joni and Joni's magic.
What would joy be without sorrow?
It's the only way we know it exists, right?
Exactly, yeah.
It's how we locate our joy, is navigating our pain, right, and our sorrow. All right, final question is Venus is represented on Fridays, right? So Venus is the ruler of Fridays. Let's hear about your perfect Friday, Boone.
Yeah. My current perfect Friday, including my one class that I optionally have to go to, but I will go to it on this perfect Friday. It's not until the afternoon, so I have time to surf in the morning because on this perfect Friday, it's the once in the blue moon where Santa Barbara has nice swell since it's the perfect Friday. So I'm going out and I'm surfing with my friends, and then we're going to go to the Bagel Cafe where my friend works at, and then we're going to get...
Shout out Luke.
Yeah, we're going to get free bagels from Luke after the surf session. And that's fine because it's allowed. And then we're going to go...
It's a perfect Friday.
Yeah, exactly. We're
It
going to go...
exists in your heart.
We're going to go eat those. We're going to go play volleyball with my friends at the beach volleyball court that I always play at. And after that, I'm probably definitely going to shower because I'm gross. After all of that, I'm going to wash off my wetsuit and hang it up inside my wetsuit drying area of my studio. I'm probably going to, after that, study with my girlfriend and then get some lunch.
This is all before lunch? Wow, you're amazing.
Lunch doesn't happen until like 2 or 3 for me. Good. So after that, I'm a late dinner person. After that, I'm going to probably go to my class. My class is at like 5. After that, we're gonna have a nice dinner. It's probably gonna be like a pasta or like a burger or something. And then after that, we're gonna get ready to go out because there's probably gonna be a band show that night, hopefully. Fun. Or like a nice little like EDM DJ set or something.
Amazing.
And then after that, we're probably gonna go back to one of my friends' houses, put a record on, maybe play a video game, but most likely it'll be a record, and just talking. And it's gonna be one of my friends that has a beachside house, so we're gonna be on the balcony. We're going to be overlooking the cliffs. Beautiful. And it's going to be low tide because I really like looking at the cliffs when it's low tide. And then I'm going to walk home and go to bed.
What a perfect day. I love the burger or pasta. I'm like yes to both. That
Yeah.
sounds amazing.
I can
I'm
honestly have a
hungry.
burger with a side of pasta. Yeah.
Well, we're getting ready to head back up coast and drop Boone off at school for experiencing all those things, all the love and all the magic that Boone has going in their life right now. Give him some love in the comments, y'all, and just yay, Boone.
Thank
we love
you.
you so much.
I
Thank
hope
you
that
for
all of
being
you
here.
guys have a perfect Friday too.
Honestly, come see us at the Witches Confluence on November 2nd. You'll be able to get your copy of the Confluence of Witches that I'm wildly proud to have created a piece called Moon Dance. That's one of our fave songs
It
as
is.
well. I had
It
to
is.
do it. I had to do it, y'all. And I'd be happy to sign your book. I'll also be at the Wiser booth at 4:30 in the afternoon. And I want to thank Modern Witches and Casey Zabala for putting on the Confluence. It's a really big labor of love. Having a space where witches can freely gather is very, very important to me as a mother, as a lover, as a friend, as a sister witch. I'm just thrilled to, have you meet my son who, one of the things that Boone and I really love is kind of being normal. We're very love our cozy. Yeah, but I think we present vanilla.
Yeah.
And it's.
Yeah.
I think it's
You
refreshing.
gotta peel back the layers.
Exactly, but it's refreshing to be able to see a mother and a son inside of this world of witchcraft that are highly normal, that have, really, our eye on the prize of mutual aid. You all know about my gargantuan spell, and Boone reminds me of that whenever I feel those waves of controversy that come through, because it can be disruptive to identify as a witch and raise your children in our beloved craft. And so Boone reminds me that my gargantuan spell to weave with you our world where all are sheltered and fed and have agency within their experience is something I tried to embody in my Moon Dance piece, but a lot of other gorgeous writers said it far better than I. So please just get into this book, get into coming and hanging out with my beautiful gang of four, my
We wanna
family
see
at
you.
the booth.
Yeah.
And we'll talk to you lots, and we'll talk to you soon. Take good care.
Oh, there we go.
Forward.
I'm totally going to spring this on you, too. I don't think that you know this, but do you remember in middle school jazz band, we did play Moon Dance? That was one of the songs that we played.
I know, and I remember
Yeah.
that moment. That's so beautiful.
Yeah.
Oh, take me back. I
Of
want to hear
course.
all about that
Definitely,
endlessly.
definitely.
Oh, beautiful. Mwah. I've shuffled our deck. It's time for our tarot scopes for the week, and I'll stack it back into one with my non-dominant hand, and we're going to do our tarot scopes for the week. Let's look at the bottom of the deck. All right, we've got the Ten of Blades with the keyword disillusion. The Ten of Blades is really incredibly importantly adorned with the waning gibbous moon. The waning gibbous moon is when we release expectations of ourselves and other. It's a grand recalibration of a sloughing off of shame, sloughing off of fear, and allowing things to be in development, allowing your tension to loosen up. The Ten of Blades is kind of mocking me right now because it's asking me to be with my disillusionment about the way things unfold and how they unfold, and accept it and appreciate it and know that there are ways that things are working, and that's what I need to focus on, not the part where any old ideas of perfectionism are showing up. So what ways are you holding yourself to an unsustainable standard? What ways are you maybe slipping into some old perfectionistic ways? Let's just keep that in mind through this work, because that's the bottom of the deck. Today our tarot scopes will come right off the top, and we'll begin with you, Aries. Here we go. You are the moon with the keyword subconscious, and that beautiful first quarter moon that says, take the time and make the time, especially in your nighttime routines, to listen to what you learned that day. Listen to what your intuition is teaching you. Listen to what your intuition is forming in shapes in your body? Are there places in your body that are kind of talking to you and want your care and attention right now? Maybe do some stretching before bed and just be contemplative. Listen to a little bit of trancy vibe music or ambient music or just the sound of a crystal bowl, and let yourself sort of release and muse and listen to the lessons that you learned that day, especially through the sensations in your body. Taurus, here we go. You are the Ace of Blades with the full moon and the keywords crystal vision. Taurus, this is such a new beginning, as so many of we witches consider Hallows to be our new year. What is it that's new for you that you're so looking forward to experiencing for our witches calendar, which is 1 year and a day? The Ouroboros of the snake that eats its tail. What is it that you want to explore with intention in a full circle, full spiral in this next witch's calendar? All right? This is some cool questions for you to muse on, whether it's through sketching, doodling, artwork, journaling, collaging. There's so many great ways that you can develop that spark of this new vision. And I can't wait to hear about it. Maybe comment below what your favorite modality of exploring new ideas and vision boards. Gemini, you're the Two of Waves with the keyword union. In this coven, when we see waves, aka cups, everybody takes a drink. So grab whatever it is you're drinking. I've got some nice ice water. After hooting and hollering at Joni Mitchell last night, I need it. Have a nice big sip. Gemini, the Two of Waves is all about really taking what is new in the love department in your life and protecting it and nurturing it, being very intentional with who and how you hold the sweetness of this love that's growing in your life. Are you being really gentle, really careful, really intentional, mindful, cutesy, and demure with the love that you're protecting and growing in your life? It's a really good time for you to be super intentional about how you are protecting the things, the people, and the routines that you love. What loving feelings do you have in your body right now? Go to them and protect them, and don't drain them or expose them to too much energy of chatter and conversation around it. Just give them a wide berth of cushion around them. Oh, this is wonderful for you, Gemini. Cancer, you got the Five of Caves with the keyword isolation, and wonderfully you've got the third quarter moon where you want to cut energy cords in this time of isolation from anything that's distracting you while you need this alone time, or anything that's really sort of, creating an energy that pulls you away, almost like a decoy that pulls your attention away. It's time to really give that the week off and focus this week on getting this really simple and isolated experience that you're having very well cared for. I think that this is things that will affect your money. This is things that will affect your body and your home. So be really intentional about why you are in this isolation right now and make it work for you. Let's have it be really useful. Let's have this time of isolation really have something to show for this isolation at the end of it all right? It's just a week. You can do it, and I'm thinking about you with love. Leo, you're the Nine of Waves with a new moon and the keyword manifest. Waves, everybody drinks. Nines in tarot are all about being deeply experienced, deeply wise, and very sure of what you know, sure of your beliefs, sure of your feelings before you walk into a group. Because once you get into a group, Things always develop and morph and shift and change. We change with each other. And so this 9 of Waves manifestation asks you, what are the gifts that you have to bring into the group? What are the gifts that you're hoping will level up your experience? Why are you entering this group, and what will that do to the spells that you're casting? Remember, new moons are for initiating new ideas and new processes, and they're also a time for rest and laying your burdens down. So be peaceful, be intentional, and really step into this group situation that you're moving into with this sense of just joy and love around your gifts and what you have to offer the group. Virgo, you're the Hierophant or the Hierophant, however you want to say it. Your keyword is emotional intelligence. And this is the waning gibbous moon phase. The waning gibbous moon phase is, again, when you release expectations of yourself and others. There's so much wisdom that you have to share with others. And I'm excited for your loved ones and who you're in these projects and processes with, that you have this wisdom and this real teacher quality, where you come in with a leadership, with a spiritual knowledge and depth to share with the group. Be in your confidence, be in your solid form, and be in the big array of your life experiences that you have to come in and share, whether it's one-on-one or in a group. Just have that real sure flight, that real knowledge that you are moving exactly with that kind of savvy, with that strength, and with that panache that you have developed over time. Libra, you're the 9 of Caves. This is the first quarter moon with the keyword prosperity. The only way to really get there is to take care of those luscious, beautiful basics, which is cooking your ancestral foods and listening as you eat those foods, trying your hardest to just be really present, really calm, and really confident because of what you have been through, that you bring into every scenario that you're in, whether you're alone or whether you are with others. This is a great week for you to really choose very intentionally how you speak your truth to and who you speak your truth to. You've got to tell the truth, and you've got to be bold, simple, and strong as you do it, Libra. Lovely. Scorpio, you're the Knight of Waves with the keyword deep lover. Again, another waxing gibbous moon phase. With the waxing gibbous moon, this is a time to really slow down or speed up something. This isn't a time to just coast. This is a time to be intentional, whether your spell needs a little more energy to move faster, or if it's just kind of a little out of control and you need to dampen the speed just a bit. This is a time for you to really reconcile if you're going in the direction you want to right now with your love affair. And this is a time for you to really be there for your body. I'm telling you, this is a time for really big time nurturing of your body. Having said that, we have pulled waves again. The most hydrated worldwide coven ever. Everybody drink. I love it. Scorpio, the connection that you have with the land is really important right now. If you have the ability to water any plants or grow any plants, even though this is kind of a funky time of year for that, if you are a California person, this is the time to plant your seeds. This is a time where we plant and transplant plants, and they bloom in February. So this is actually a really great time to do planting if you're in California. If not, nurture your house plants with real serious energy. Maybe use moon-infused water, and be really intentional with how you are moving into taking care of yourself and the plants around you and the food you're eating. for the dark time of the year. So it's a good time for warm, moist foods and deeply nurturing your flesh. Really good time for you to work on your skin barrier, your moisturization. Like, it's an excellent time to use a lot of skin oils, get a massage, take care of your physical form. Good luck, Scorpio. Sagittarius. Another new moon. You're the Seven of Caves with the key word ripen. Really super important time for you to do the things you want to do with your foods that you've been dreaming of. This is a time for you to maybe get that community supported agriculture box. You can Google CSAs to see where your local farm will be able to have you either pick up or deliver a box of vegetables once a week, every other week, once a month. Whatever your food goals are for yourself, this is a great time to sink into them. Of course, I want to disclaim, talking about foodstuffs like I am means I really, really want you to be as kind of ordered as possible, gentle and loving with yourself as possible, and watch for the ways that you could have a sharp tongue with yourself, Sagittarius, about what you're eating, when you're eating it, and how you're eating it. Be really gentle and loving to yourself. Remember, when you feed yourself, you're taking care of your inner child, Sagittarius. It's so important that you do that in a loving way. It'll nourish you so much more. I love you. Capricorn. You are temperance with the third quarter moon. The key word is counterbalance. I'm just going to say this as basic as possible. Push back against things that are troubling your spirit. Counterbalance it. You don't have to do that out loud. You just have to counterbalance things that cause discomfort in your life, that cause this feeling of almost being sort of out of control, and push back against it psychically, push back against it energetically. Capricorn, it might be a time where you need a little bit more rest, a little bit more hydration, and a little bit more time to yourself. And that is A-okay. Celebrate that you created a life for yourself where you can have more time when you need it. I love this. Aquarius. You're the Chariot with the balsamic moon and the keyword motion. Chariots in tarot are so very often hearses, right? I have this collaged photo on Moon Baby Magic Tarot of a photo of the actual hearse. That was my mama wagon when my kids were little. They were both percussionists in the school band, and their father, my sweetie, is a percussionist as well. I needed to sometimes be able to carry 3 drum kits in my car, which is not an easy thing to do. So this was great because there was that huge back seat for a body where you could fit in lots and lots of important baggage. All right. What do I mean by that, Aquarius? It's time for you to really move through all your possessions and decide the things that really embody your values and hang on to them for dear life, and get rid of the rest. Declutter, push things out, move on right now, Aquarius. This is a really, really important time for you to let go of the old dead forms and hang on to the things that are living and embody your complete and total viewpoint and magic, right? What is it that really represents you, that represents your ethics, that represents your values, and hang on to that for dear life. And finally, Pisces. Another new moon. Wow, this is quite the theme. This is the Page of Lasers with the keyword sanguine and this bright, fabulous magenta, hot pink field. Wow, what a time, Pisces, for you to tumble forward with what you are so excited to make come alive in the world. What it is you're excited to dream up, what it is you're excited to be part of. We've got more waves, so we'll drink at the end of this card, and that'll tide us over in just a second for our gentle ASMR mini session. pages in tarot are about your youthful exuberance and your just unbridled joy about learning new things. Whatever it is that the dream is that you're trying to make come true, come at it with the power of teenage you. Go inside and locate teenage you and just say, what should we do? Let's do it. Rewrite at dawn. That kind of energy of just like, let's go. It's time. It's time. That'll be a really healing experience for you as well. And just make sure that you feel safe and protected with the supplies that you need to make this happen, okay? Loving you so much. Thank you, honeys, for this experience of creating your weekly tarot scopes on Venus Between Us. And hang on, we're going to do some movie magic and dim the lights a little bit and do some soft book art ASMR. Yeah, that's better. I've got 4 books to share with you today and show you all the beautiful artwork. The first book is the first edition of Maria and Other Stories by Maritza K. Rubio, my amazing friend who also wrote the foreword for Moon Baby Magic Tarot. I'm so in love with this color field. Green and yellow and splashes of red. So verdant, so full of life. The leaves are of the Monstera plant, and it's fun because there's all kinds of bones and cats and explorations inside this book of short stories that I know you would love. But look at that art. It's so beautiful. Maritza and I are those pals that are dimensional friends. We'll go for a hike, we'll go for a beach walk, we'll go to a book talk at Philosophical Research Society, we'll have donuts, we'll pull tarot, we'll have cocktails, we'll feast, we'll hang out with our families, we'll just do one-on-one vibes. What a dimensional, fabulous, incredible friend. And if you're looking for work that embodies that spectacular variety, Maria is so beautiful. Of course, it's in the show notes. Absolutely love this artwork. The next book I showed you in last week's episode, but I wanted to show you with this nice softer lighting, A Confluence of Witches. This will be available at the Wiser booth at the Witches Confluence. It's available now worldwide. The audiobook is beautiful. And I love the soft copy. It has a combination of matte on the cover, which I love, and then this fabulous shine of the moon and this beautiful crow's wings that you could literally scry through the wing of the crow. Is that so beautiful? I love it so much. And it's really soft. It's a paperback, but you know, not all paperbacks are created equal. It's just really wonderfully substantial, but also very flexible and soft. I don't know if you can see that. How good is that hue of a beautiful slate blue-gray? I love it so much. Shout out to whoever did the artwork on this book. I have questions. Who did the artwork on this book? Well, in this soft lighting, I don't know, but I'll reveal that to you next week. Gorgeous. Sweeties, there are so many incredible magical artists in our community, and through Taschen Books, the Library of Esoterica exists with the fearless leader, Jessica Hundley, who is creating our panel discussion at Philosophical Research Society on November 14th. And these are their books. Taschen creates gorgeous books and some cards too. And the fact that Jessica Hundley produces their Library of Esoterica through Taschen is just such a treat for we witches. I give you Witchcraft. I mean, look at these gold embellishments. It's a hardbound copy. The spine is beautiful. Look at the gorgeous artwork in the back. There's so many fabulous contributors to this book that I know and love. But I mean, look at some of these pages. You open it up with this splashy, beautiful color. And whammo, right into one of the most beautiful pentagrams ever. Is that so gorgeous? Please let me know if you'd like me to do more book ASMR videos, because I have so many gorgeous books. These pages are so beautiful. I will have this book always and forever. It's so substantial and so beautiful. Please pardon me, you can hear Lotus crying in the background. My kitty wants to come in and be part of this so bad. Look at the final book I have to show you. It's another Taschen creation by the Library of Esoterica. And so thank you, Jessica Hundley, for all of this magic. This is the Book of Tarot. Stunning. Look at the back. The beautiful wheel. It's so gorgeous. I just can't even with all the contributors to this book. It's just so gorgeous. The artwork within is just utterly stunning. Highly recommend all the Library of Esoterica books. And I cannot wait to finally meet Jessica Hundley in real life. I will be on the panel celebrating the Confluence of Witches at the Philosophical Research Society on November 14th, where they will be guiding us in the process. It will be our beautiful, brave, and gorgeous leader, Casey Zabala, who's the editor and the person that compiled all of the works in this book. It will be Edgar Fabian Frias, who's a friend that I adore, an artist, a spectacular writer, and amazing Sanyu Estelle will be part of the panel as well, and yours truly. So I hope to meet you. I hope to sign books, and I'd love to say hello, so please don't be shy. Yes, my loves. It's been great to be here again. I so appreciate your presence. Once again, please like and subscribe today's video podcast episode and give me a rating over on Spotify. Please, a high five would just be so awesome. I'll see you again real soon. Take care.
Hi. What are you doing, man?
God is dead. Nietzsche. Nietzsche is dead. God. With his fate, you put it in this Eskimo, in this hitcher, this prisoner of the fine white lines, of the white lines of the on the free, free this gone. We take paradise, put up a parking lot.
Appreciate a break for a second.
Exactly.
Yeah.
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 Wine break.
I'm done with it. I drank it all. Oh, good. Good for you. Now I'm trying to share.
Flying engines is a song so wild and blue. It scrambles time and seasons. If it gets through to you, then your life becomes a travel log full of picture postcard charms. Amelia, it was just a false alarm. Half a mile away, let your light
Once in a lifetime audience.
Fucking amazing.
Look at the shot too. I love the turning
I
shot.
actually can't stand it. Like, what?
No, I know. That was awesome.
I want a house in the hills I pay big bills for. I ain't got in pocket. I wanna empty out my wallet. I wanna stop motion, stand still. Wallace and Gromit. I wanna talk more endlessly. I wanna neurotically vomit. I want more dollars for my mama. I want a palace in Prada. I want a Gucci bag where I can store my sorrows and hardships. I wanna gold plate my pinings. I want endless tomorrows. I want a lot more than I got right now.